Welcome to the Polk Home Dining Room. We get a lot of field trips that come through here, and when the children are standing here in this room, I always ask them a question. I say, "What's missing?" And I get a lot of funny answers. They'll say, "There's not enough dining chairs. There's no food on the table." But what I'm getting at is there's no kitchen. So we have a nice dining room, but the kitchen's separate. There's a brick courtyard and then another building. And there's a few reasons for that. Kitchens are smoky. They get really hot in the summertime, and James Polk's parents are slave owners, so we have enslaved people who live and work on this property, and so they would live and work in the kitchen. Objects that we have on display here, if you look at our dining table, we've recreated a nice dessert here. We have some reproduction pieces and the reproduction dessert plates. Now Sarah, in the White House, she buys a massive amount of this French imported china. Very beautiful, and we have some real examples on display here in the room. She puts them to good use. She has weekly dinners at the White House, and on one occasion they have a massive dinner. We're talking 150 courses in the meal. It's described as 4 mortal hours of dinner, and she really does. She gets a lot of use out of these things, and we have quite a few pieces. We have dessert plates, dinner plates, and then a lovely fruit basket. It's like a porcelain fruit tray as well. Now some of the portraits that we have on display, if you look up here, we have Jane Knox Polk. That's the president's mother. Now she lives in this house from 1816 when it's built till her death in 1852. 10 children she has. James Polk is the oldest. All of them live into adulthood, which was fairly rare at that time, but she still outlives 6 of them, including the president. Other portraits we have in here are some of my favorites. So these are painted by a guy named Ralph Earl, very prominent portrait artist, painted a lot of very famous pictures of Andrew Jackson. And if you know any of Polk's nicknames, you might have heard him called the Dark Horse, the weirdest one, Napoleon of the Stump, but Young Hickory, that's probably the most famous. And he gets that nickname from his relationship with Andrew Jackson. So Young Hickory and Old Hickory, they're very close politically. In fact, Polk is Speaker of the House under Andrew Jackson and kind of his right-hand man. And these Earl portraits, were a gift from Andrew Jackson. They are in celebration to Polk's election to Congress. So we have a young Polk and a young Sarah there. James Polk, he's a 7-term U.S. congressman. He's twice Speaker of the House, and he actually comes back and runs for governor of Tennessee at the behest of Andrew Jackson. So that nickname, Young Hickory, is well earned.